Hey guys, welcome back. First of all, Happy New Year to all of you. I have been out of commission for almost 2 months now. It's crazy. The holidays just came up so quickly and there was so much that had to be done. And then after the holidays, there's always the cleanup and then getting your house ready for New Year's. So again, Happy New Year to everybody. I hope 2025 is a lot better than the past few years. I'm drinking a nice hot glass of tea right now, a cup of tea. Wow, I don't even know where to begin. So, I have been basically spending the first part of the week of the new year getting the rest of my designs tested. So, I've got so many cutters. The majority of them are already up, but I'm still testing I think I got about 40 more to print and test. And yeah, we're just moving along really nice for the new year. So what am I doing today? Today, I'm testing out some cutters that I made specifically for me. I will probably put them online, but I wanted to make like a little birdhouse. And I mean, we're talking small. Because I want to see how it works. And then if I like it, I'll probably make like a 3-inch one. You could even make them 4 inches, whatever, how big you want them. It's just more for decoration to hang off a tree than it is to be a functional birdhouse. I don't think any bird is going to fit through that tiny little hole. This right here is about 2.5 inches. So this is just an easy, I just wanted to come back and say hi and let you know that I am alive. It's just been all over the place trying to get caught up for the new year. Got a lot of things going on right now in Southern California. We've got like 4 fires that started last night. We had winds that were like 70, 80 miles per hour. We were I think we were around 40 miles per hour with gusts up to 50, but down in, it's called Santa Ana winds. And they come every year, they come all the time, and they can create havoc. And apparently a couple power lines went down, and it just torched everything. We have a very expensive area called Pacific Palisades, which is in between, I think it's Brentwood and maybe Malibu. I know there's some other big cities in between, but I can't tell you what they were. But it's basically a city right off the beach. And, you got your $1 million homes, and a lot of homes are gone. I don't even know how many homes are gone, but there's a lot. People were actually evacuating. I'm plugging in another phone, and that way maybe I can show you a picture at the end of the video. But people actually evacuated because they were told, get out now. And I don't know if any of you have heard Sunset Boulevard. If you visited California, you know Sunset Boulevard is huge. I think it runs through Hollywood and stuff like that. It's just a very famous street. And people were going down Sunset Boulevard, and the fires were right here in the mountains, and they were coming down, that people literally abandoned their vehicles, grabbed the keys, and ran. We're talking about 200 cars. And I mean, they're just like, so just think of a 2-lane or a 4-lane highway, you know what I mean? And they just leave them there. And firemen and fire trucks need to come through and get through that area in order to get to the houses. And these people just left it. We're talking Mercedes and Teslas and just expensive cars. They just walked away from, to run and get out. So the first image that we got on the news last night with the fire was a bulldozer from the fire department literally going up the street and very carefully pushing the cars out of the way. Yes, now they all have dents. They were pushed into other cars, but it was an emergency. They had no choice. They had to get up there. So you just see like miles of cars in the middle of the road and the fire trucks and stuff just pushing them like they're Tonka toys. It was just surreal. And then the houses that have caught on fire, like I said, again, it's surreal. The Getty Center, which is a huge museum out here, that started catching on fire, part of it. I don't know if the museum itself has been burnt. But then, okay, so let me make a little map before I get started here. So here's your beach. All right, you got Malibu over here, Brentwood over here. So Pacific Palisades is where it starts. Where are we? We're about, I don't know, maybe somewhere up in this area or that area. I don't know my maps. But another fire started here. Another fire started here. And then we have one in Silmar that started as well. We're probably over here. So if that one keeps going, it'll get closer to us. If it goes that way, it'll be closer to us on that end. But again, it's just horrible out there. The winds are still high. They're hurricane forced winds. And I don't know. It's just horrible what's going on. And there's nothing you can do. The reservoir that supplies the water ran out of water last night. So they had no water to put out these fires, which meant people lost their homes. There's nothing they can do. So my daughter worked, she's a travel nurse, and she worked down in that area, down in Downey, which is farther inland. But she called me on the ride home because the freeways were so bad. She was getting a little freaked out because there were trucks and all your fire trucks and stuff like that were going down there. She said there were downed trees all over the freeway, and it was just crazy. So if you see what I'm doing here, I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to make this easy so I don't waste a lot of yellow. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. I don't even know why I'm doing it. But we're going to make this longer. I think that might just make it a little easier. But anyways, that's just the crazy day we're in. So if I'm a little out there today, it's not really more than me usually being out there. Because I keep going back to watch the news and just to see what's going on. All right. So now that we got that out of the way, everything else around here has been going okay. Went for a ride on the beach Sunday. Just went up Pacific Coast Highway on our bikes, and it was really fun, actually. It was beautiful weather. It was warmer at the beach than it was here in the desert. But now it's back to catching up and getting back to life. Okay, so I am using scrap clay in the middle because nobody's going to see it, and this way I don't waste, all this clay. Okay, and I'm going to make it kind of thick. And this is going to take a few parts because I'm going to be cutting it out, but I'm going to be baking them before I add the sides. I would love to be able to do it all in one shot, but I don't think that's going to work. And I don't think these are going to stand up. I'm going a little thicker than I did on my practice one. So basically I ran this at the thickest setting, and then the yellow I ran as a 3. Okay. This is just for the top, or I'm sorry, from the front and the back. And then I'll do another one on the sides. Okay, so we're going to just kind of get all the air bubbles out of here. And this is something that I'm going to end up sanding. Got a lot of air bubbles. And this is not going to work very well. Yeah, I don't even hear the wind outside. I see it, but it's calmed down quite a bit from yesterday, so I'm really happy about that. Okay, so I think I'm going to put a little bit of texture on it. That way there's not that much sanding. And it kind of looks like your stucco on your own house. Still got air bubbles. I don't want to roll it too much because I don't want to thin it. Okay. All right, so again, we're just going to run this over. So the only concern I have is pushing this into that crap clay, if you'll see it. And on these cutters, these are not online yet. They will go. If you guys like them, let me know. And I will list these. I have really small ones like this. I've got like a, oh, I don't have it in front of me, but like a 1/4 inch. And they would probably make some really cute earrings too. Not putting it together as a box, although you could. But just as the shape itself is really cute. I want to make sure that I've got alright, so gave me all the yellow so you can't see that inside. And this one, I just have to worry about the edges. This is the back of it. And yeah, you can see the cutter. It didn't quite stick to the plate as I was making it. So it's ugly. But it shouldn't affect the cut at all. Okay. So now we have front and back. Oh, what happened here? I'm going to have to cut some of this off here. Must have moved a little bit. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Okay, so now I've got to decide if I want to try and put it together or if I just want to put this in the oven. Just as is, which is probably smarter because then I won't ruin the shape. Just a little bit right there. Okay. Okay, so there is the front of this. I can't say I'm really happy with the yellow. I think it's just a little bit too yellowy. It doesn't look too bad. And it's going to be something that's hanging on a tree. It's not a piece of jewelry or anything, but a little bit more texture right there. Okay, so if all was perfect, I would basically be putting them in, you know what I mean? I would be putting them together here with a piece in the middle, but it's going to be too hard to hold them up. So we are going to throw this in the oven, but we're only going to put it in there for about 20 minutes. Just to make it hard, but not too hard. And I'll clean out that flour when it gets out. Okay, so we're just going to touch up a little bit of the area here. We can do a little bit of sanding to clean up some of that color. So I'm going to go throw these in the oven, and then I'll be back in a few minutes. Alrighty, so I put the roof, or not the roof, the front and the back in the oven. I'm going to do the sides really quick. And these I just made at 1 1/4 by 150. And I'm not going to use any of the scrap clay just because it's not a real big piece here. And I'm going to throw these in the oven with the rest of them. And the roof will come last. So I got a little bit of green there. I'm just going to cover it because you're not going to see it. You could bevel your edges so that they fit better, but I didn't do that on the main one, so I don't think I'm going to be able to do it on these for them to fit very well. And then I got to figure out what color to make the roof. Okay, so this is again 1 by 1 1/2 inches, or 1 1/4. Wait, see, this is why I'm not sure why I have such an issue cutting a straight line. It's the story of my life here. Now 1, 2. Okay, so I'm going to go throw these in the oven, and then again we'll be back. Alrighty guys, so we are back, and we have our pieces out of the oven. Okay, so now it's putting together. So you can do the roof all at once with the sides, but I'm going to wait, I think. I'm going to put this back in the oven with just the sides on it. And I honestly couldn't figure out what color to make the roof. Yeah, just really dry clay. I picked cowboy. I don't know why. I wanted a little brown. You know what? I could even do blue. I can make it a colorful birdhouse, right? So you can make any colors that you want. I'm going, okay, well, brown is the color of roofs, but you know what? It's clay. It's fun. And you can get all crazy if you want. You could even make it a Skinner blend for the house. You don't have to go solid color. I'm just being very boring today. Alright, let's see if we can get this back in the pasta machine without it crumbling on me. And this is souffle, which doesn't get as sticky as Primo. So let me go ahead and condition it really thin. Make it go faster here. I think it's a sign that I need to get in here more. All my clay is going to dry out. And hopefully I cut enough of a piece that's going to fit what we're trying to do here. Okay. So again, these are 1 1/2 up and like 1 1/4 across. And I'm just going to do that. Hopefully it'll stick to the glass and give me an even piece here. So I'm probably going to go 1 1/2 inches. And that way it gives me just a quarter. That's about an inch. Doesn't matter what I cut, I still can't seem to cut a perfect block here. So I kind of want this up here. So it's got a little lip in the front. All right, let's see if I cut this out right. So this is probably going to be the hardest. Is putting this all together. So I could either do it you need something for it to stick in. Okay, so I need that to come out like that. Okay, so let's not worry about the bottom yet. So we got to somehow get this on here and to make it flush with the side. So we may need a few more minutes in the oven before we add a bottom to it. Okay. Because you know, once these go in the oven, they're going to want to slide down because it's at an angle here. Okay, I'm going to get, I'm thinking a piece of aluminum foil in the center right there might be what we need, just to keep it stable for a while. So stay there. Okay, let me grab some foil. I don't think I have any in here, so I will be right back. Okay, so I have a little bit of aluminum foil. So we may need 3 more times in the oven. One will do the other side, and then the other one will do the roof. So I'm going to do my hardest to place this in the camera, but with my eyes, you know, I don't know. I may have to move it a little bit. I'm not worried about the bottom. I'm more worried about the side. All right, we might need 2 pieces here. And then it'll be interesting getting it into the oven. The reason I'm worried about it on the side as much is just because I don't want to do a whole lot of sanding. So try and get it as good as you can. Okay, so we just need them placed. If we can get them placed, we can do some adjustments later. So I'm just going to set that right in there. And I'm going to kind of look. This just needs a little more over. Okay. Okay, so wow, why does that one look way off? It's just really, because I'm going to need to put this on there too. So that's literally where I need that. Why does it look like it's falling over though? Alright, we're going to try it one more time. It's just really leaning here. See what I mean? And then that one needs to go right here. Okay, anyways, this is what we need, right? And I really don't want to do both of these separate. So that's where we want that. Okay, I'm going to see what happens if I do the top. Nah, that one's going to fall over, I think. I just want to find out why it's backwards. Okay, so this should all be lining up perfectly with this. And the cut is no different than the other one. Okay. And we have this one. It should be pulled out just a little bit. Okay, and then if you look at it, this is not sitting flush with that one. It needs to come in just like that. Which makes no sense. Alright, I finally got it to where it's almost there. Okay, so I think we're there. This one's coming in just a little bit on the bottom. But I can fix that As long as I've got just a nice top and bottom, then I can always fix the sides. Okay, so I think we're just going to leave it just like that. Okay, and I'm going to put that in really carefully, and we will be back. Guys, all right, so we got our birdhouse out of the oven. Now we're working on the roof and the base. Waiting for the cutters to finish. Should be done in about 2 seconds. But I got enough juice in my other phone that I'd kind of show you what's going on here now. Okay, so all this blue is the Pacific Ocean. Okay, so the fire that started it was the Palisade fire. That was last night. In relation, it's in the mountains next to like Santa Monica. And I think Beverly Hills is over here. I think Brentwood is somewhere around here. Okay. Then it went to the Eaton fire, which is over here. Okay. And this is basically Altadena and Pasadena. So like where the Rose Bowl was and stuff like that, that's somewhere over in here. And then it went to the Hearst fire, and that one's a little closer to us. I am somewhere in between. Where am I? I'm looking for Quartz Hill. So I'm over here. So directly under the animal shelter, somewhere over here. Okay, so I'm like right over here somewhere. This is just red warning for the wind. Has nothing to do with the fire. And then before I talk to you, we have the Freddy fire. And this is closer to Ventura. This is pretty much past Malibu, Zuma. So it's pretty close to Ventura, Thousand Oaks. I know you guys don't live out here, so why am I saying this? I don't know. And then a few seconds ago, the Lydia fire started. So this one is basically an Agua Dulce. And this is all full of forest. There's trees everywhere here. So basically, if it moves up this way, then we'll probably start to see it when it gets to this ridge over here, I think. But anyways, so that's all the fires that we're dealing with. This one's already at almost 11,000 acres. The Palisades, almost 16,000. This one just started. It's only 5 acres. And then the Lydia just started. No acres yet. I have a feeling they're going to get this. But this is Acton. So this is about 15 minutes away from us. So, you know, this is what they're seeing. Smoke showing on the camera. But as you can see, these mountains are nothing. You know, it's just very low vegetation. So it's going to burn fast and burn out really quick. But it's funny, I have not seen any smoke from any of the fires. So that's how windy it is out there. So alrighty, now that we showed you where we're at, and we are safe, we got to figure out how we're going to do this roof. So I cut a piece about 2 inches wide. God, Irene, you got to learn how to cut. You got lines right here. I'm just nearsighted, and so I really can't see the lines that I'm using. Okay. And I don't know if I'm going to go this wide, however. Okay, and it's going to be cut in half. But you kind of want that lip, right? So actually, I think that's going to be perfect. How far do I want it to go down? I don't want it to go too far past there. So if I were to look at that, that's what? About 2 inches. So I was thinking of doing 2 of them. Cut them at 1.5 inches each. Okay. And then I was going to put some shingles, since I have a roof cutter, or not a cutter, but a texture. I thought I would use that. So what did I say? Let's go 1.5. Because it's going to stretch anyways, right? Oh, that just does not seem long enough, does it? All right, we're going to go 2 inches. Something doesn't seem right the way I have this, but I know that it's right, but I can always cut off. So the reason I'm cutting it off is I'm making two separate instead of folding it over. Okay, so this is literally 2 by 2. Yeah, pretty much 2 by 2. So it doesn't matter how I do this, but this is going to thin it out anyways. So I'm going to put a nice little roof pattern. And I didn't stick it like I should have. Okay, I'm going to turn this the other way. It doesn't really matter, does it? Okay. Alright, so now it kind of stretched it a little bit. I did it in 2 pieces because I wanted the shingles to face obviously the opposite way from the other one. What did I say, 2 inches? It's going to be a little short of 2 inches. That's okay. I may end up having to do that texture one more time without being afraid. Okay, so it'll end up being like this. And end up being like this, and then put together. So let's make sure. Oh, that's going to look so cute. Okay, so let's go ahead and we are going to hit pause. I'm going to get these a little better now that I know where I want them. So I've got them about 2 by 2. So I'll be right back. Alrighty, so we cut out our roof a little different this time. We cut it in 1 strip. Okay, and I need 2 inches. I'm going to try and put it even. Because you know me. I will not have it. 2 inches. Okay. Now, I could have set this down a little better, right? So there. Now we're going to be good. Okay. Now we're going to put it down. Okay. 1, 2, I might have to make another one of these and do it again. Okay, so there's 2. But this one's not quite 2. Okay, so we're going to cut it right here at the bottom. Okay, so let's see how that's going to look. It's going to be a little long. Sorry, the pool guy just got here, so I'm being really quiet. I don't know why. This is my house, right? I shouldn't have to be quiet. It's not like he can hear me in here, but... Alright, let me see if this will work. Nope. Okay, so we're going to do one more of those. Okay, I'm going to talk louder. But unfortunately, you might hear Jake bark once he realizes we have somebody in our yard. If he does, I'll hit pause so you don't have to hear him. Him and Makita are sitting here by my door. They are ready for their walk. Because I didn't give them one yesterday just because of the wind. Alright. So I do things a little off. I don't do anything by the book, as you can see. And just pray that it all works out, right? So again, I'm going to sit here. a nice imprint right there. Okay, so what did I say this one was going to be? 2 inches across. And 1 1/4 inch down. So we're going to just cut it somewhere here. All right. Somebody didn't close the gate. So about right here. Right there. Does that seem right? Why does that seem off? And that's going to be too thin. Okay. Alrighty guys, so we are back and we just used our shingle roller to make our roof here. I gotta be careful about picking these up so I don't mark them. So I made these 2 inches. So give me a little bit of a lip on the back. Now I can cook these just for a little bit so they don't bend like that. Got a lot of fire planes overhead. This is where they basically fill up from. So it might be just a little loud here sometimes. I don't know how much you guys can pick it up, but I have to stop talking when they head over. Alright, so I think I'm going to stick this in the oven just for about 10 minutes, just to get them nice and hard. And this is going to be the top. So I'm wondering if I bevel the top just a little bit. If that'll help kind of line them together. I don't know, and I don't want to do too much because I'll lose the shape. So let me stick this in the oven, and again, we'll be right back. Alrighty, we are back. If I would have known that I would do the oven so many times, I would have changed the little things. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to make sure that my edges are nice and flat, because it'll be harder to sand these once they go on. I'm not in the camera because there's really nothing to see. All right. Kind of beveled this a little bit. And this one's kind of beveled the other way. Okay. Oh, let me get the bottom here. I know a lot of people put like a scalloped edge on it. I did on the one that I experimented with, but I didn't do that on this one. Okay, let's get rid of some of this water here. And if I wanted a little bit of snow on the top, I can hook them both together like that as well. Okay, so as you can see, the bevel didn't work. And now, the hard part is going to be figuring out how to put these on. Okay, we have them both facing down here. I don't know if it's going to be easier to put them in the oven again, right? And lay them down. Now, it probably would have been easier if I didn't already cook them. All right, so we're just going to take a little piece right here. Okay, so that's how we want it. And we want that to fit about right there. Okay. So I need some Bacon Bond or some liquid Sculpey. Either one will work. This is the one that's in front of me. So let's see if I can get this out. All right. Let me get a little stick here. And we're just going to put a little bit of this stuff on there. And then again, this is going to go in the oven one more time. Okay. So this might be a little difficult to put on there. I don't know how easy this is going to be. We'll play with it once we can get it on there. Now, you can stick it in the oven like this, but then you got to make sure that it's the way it's supposed to sit, if that makes sense. So like right there is perfect. Okay, sorry about Jake. He's a great dog, but he can be a real pain in the butt sometimes as well. He's just doing his job. Hey, Jake, come here. Oh my goodness. Hopefully you guys can find an easier way of putting the roof on. I mean, I like it. It's sitting exactly where I need it to sit. But in a way, I feel like I need like a clip. Something that's going to hold it, but not mark it. Okay. And if it goes in the oven, it's going to slide down. Oh, I love it. Okay, so if it gets to the point where it's just too difficult for me, I will cut another piece, literally, okay, and just put it on raw. You know, I can make a little snow off of the top. If I have to. Okay, and I want this to come out just a little more so we got a really nice lip on both sides. Okay, so we're just going to peek. Okay, so about right there is where we want it. All right. Okay. Yeah, hats off to all the sculptors out there. Okay, so I think we got it pretty even. So now we're just going to slide this over. And I got like a hole right here, which is giving me the hardest part. Okay. So we're going to just move that all the way over. See, it just does not want to fill up right there. There we go. Okay. I'm holding on very tight here. Okay. So that's one. Just this little piece right here. I just can't seem to fill up. Okay, that's the front. Okay, so that I don't mind because I can always sand this, so I'm not worried about the bottom. Now, if I could just clean a little bit off the top. Not by much, just a little bit on the top of these shingles. Okay. So again, I can always put something on the top to even them out, but I think that looks really good right there. Okay, so now the only problem I see is I'm going to need a jump ring or something that's going to go through this. Jake, come here. Hey. He listens really well, doesn't he? Okay, and the only reason I'm putting a little thing on the bottom is so that it doesn't come through. Hopefully, that's the goal. Jake, stop. Gosh darn it. Okay, well, at least we know where it's got to be. I need to put more sticky stuff on this. And the roof is exactly where I want it to be. Now I just got to keep it on there. But I want to put a hole through the top. So it's like that's where I want it to hang, about right there. And I'm not going to have another opportunity to do this. So I'm going to put it through now. Okay, so we're going to leave it just like that. I think we're okay. I just want to put this on the hole. And just cover it up. Well, that's okay. It's not going to go anywhere. It's going to be loose. Okay. So we've got that in there. So the problem is it just keeps moving. You know what? I'm just going to get the roof on, and then I'll come back and add another layer just to make sure. Okay, so we're going to go put this in, and we'll be back again. Ready, guys? We are down to the nitty-gritty. We just took it out of the oven. Everything looks good. So I'm just making a little base now. Okay, so I'm just cutting a little bit of this purple. Just for fun. I don't like how I did it. But I wanted it thicker than just the thickest setting. I don't think I needed any thicker, but I don't know, something's telling me to go thicker, so I'm going to take out this big piece. And we'll see what happens, right? Okay, so about right there is going to be good. So I'm just going to cut about that. We're going to take this to a number 3. And that should cover all of this. Okay. Again, does it have to be perfect? Not really. All right, it's too late anyways. And then, obviously, we're going to be sticking it in the oven one more time. But we'll still have to come back and kind of play with it. Alright, I need to get right under the camera, so I'm going to pause you really quick. Alright, so we cut out just a little base. Doesn't have to be even or anything like that. It's just a little tiny base to put on top. Okay, but before I stick that on top of this, I am literally going to put this on that for now. And actually, I'm going to turn that around and put a little bit more texture on this side as well. I ran out of room here. I've got so much stuff in front of me. Okay, just kind of round out the edges. Okay, so I just want to put a little bit of stuff on the top here. Just to make sure, you know, this roof is going to stay together. It's still a little warm. And I just need to find a little more blue here. And I'm going to run this at a number 3. And then I just got to decide if I want to put like little additions on the side of everything. Or if I literally just want to leave it alone. So kind of what I mean by that is what happens if I made like a little rope. So I kind of like that. But I got to be perfect here. I mean, literally, this is just for me. It's not going anywhere. I'm not selling it to anyone. And all that can be sanded down. And same with this. Okay. Okay, so what I mean by that, so we have a little bit of corners that are sticking out, which kind of helped it fit better. So again, you can basically, you know what I mean, put something in the corners here, because you want them here, that's for sure. All right, so maybe that's what we'll do. Let's just put them right there. That'll take care of the front and the side. Or do I like it better on the front? I guess at this point it doesn't really matter. All right, so we're going to do this the right way. And I don't want to grab a big piece for the beginning. I'm going to do one, and then, yeah, we're going to pause it again. Looks like there's going to be a lot of pauses in this one, just because I'm going to have to put it in the oven a little, I don't know, maybe 2 more times. But it'd be easier to get all this done before I get that base on. Okay, and I'm just using a straight piece right here, and hopefully that'll keep it all even. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. That means there's an air bubble in that one. There we go. Okay, I'm just going to go a little more. So, it doesn't matter. You can go and pull it and go as thick as you want. Okay. And then we're just going to hide that end right there. And put some Bacon Bond all over the back of that. Okay, I'm going to set it right there. I'll tell you, this winter coming up, we are going to have to do this and make a gingerbread house, which would basically be the same thing. Put candy canes on the side, literally make a door in the front, like a fairy door. So this is giving me a chance to figure out how to do this right, for when we do that, I should be ready to go. Okay, so try and get it so that it's even here. There's one. Okay. And then we just have to put it in the oven one more time. So I'm kind of move it so that it hides that gray. Okay. So that's pushed down. And then on this side, it's hidden. Okay. So now we just need 2 more. Alrighty, sorry guys, my phone ran out of juice right in the middle of me talking to y'all. But anyways, I got all the purple on my sides here. So now we're putting it in for the last time. Yay. Right? And this thing gets stuck. I cannot put it on the regular way. And then when it comes out, I can paint it if I want. I could add some more flowers onto the side. I mean, I can still do a bunch with this. Probably won't. But you can add any kind of decorations that you want. I thought this was going to be an easy project. I thought, oh yeah, I can get this done in less than 20 minutes. That was a mistake, wasn't it? So I don't remember how I had this. So I'm just going to kind of play. Okay, and decide, you know, if I want to go weird. Not quite sure how I want to place this. Okay. So I'm going to push this down right there. So I'm just going to kind of just make it rounder. This is a little thinner on that side. I'm just going to leave that alone, actually. Kind of like it doesn't have to be perfectly symmetrical. That's my problem, is never going asymmetrical. So this time we are, and we can come in here and sand this when we're done. Okay, so that is our little birdhouse. I'm leaving this alone because after it bakes, I'm going to put it in there for probably 45 minutes. Give it a really good bake, right? I'm not really sure I like this on top. I may end up just adding stupid little dots to it, right? That'll hide some of my mistakes. Okay, so let's go put that back in the oven and we'll come back and show you the final picture when it's done. So hope you guys like that. It'll probably be on the thumbnail. I can't see coming back in here. This is probably all I'm going to do, but obviously wrap that wire down. And I don't know, I may put some green in here and paint. So you'll see the final one in the thumbnail, and I'll put it at the end of the video as well. So that's it for me today. Sorry it went longer than I thought it would, and sorry for all the pauses, but I didn't realize I'd be putting it in the oven so many times. So we will talk to you next time, guys. Welcome back. Thanks for joining me, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.